And we are live. Okay, so we'll wait a little bit while other people join in. So for I don't know, this channel is a year long, and I started as myself, and we had this awesome idea to do it together with Jans. And hey Jans, never met you before.
First time,
yeah. And we are going to, right from the start, we want to do this as a weekly episode. We think we can handle it, and we will try to manage it. We will make events before time, so you know exact time when we start and everything else. And today is just the intro. We're gonna work through some things, look at events that just have happened, but everyone on the channel already knows about me, who I am, but maybe there's someone who doesn't know who Janis is. Please introduce yourself.
Janis Samolinch, the Jedi.
Say how many?
Few. few times world champion arm wrestler, World Arm Wrestling League champion arm wrestler. It's here.
Yeah.
Just for those who haven't seen it before. Nemirov. Zloty Tour. So probably everything can be done in arm wrestling. Have done so.
Yeah. So Janis has basically won every major championship there is in the world, and he's very knowledgeable about all the stuff in arm wrestling. And I will, if we take some time finding some words for things that we want to describe it, just because English isn't our first, second, or just third language.
A few weeks and we will get better.
Yeah, in a few weeks we will get better.
Start to speak fluent.
So we will do this a little bit differently, not like Ryan and John are doing. We will focus a little bit more on European arm wrestling, because we have insights.
Are they doing it live?
They're not doing it live. They're doing recorded version. So we will do this live, and after that, of course, we will upload HD video, not with this quality that it streams, but a little bit better, and you can watch it after this. But so we will not do the same things, but we have input on everything. So right around, let's get into, so what should we start with? So what was big? Moldova was big, yeah?
The last one, yeah, Moldova.
Yeah. So let's talk about Moldova. So basically each class...
You were in Moldova. You were in Moldova, yeah. Ladislavs were in Moldova,
yeah.
so...
Janis didn't come with us.
Yeah, I wanted to go, but
work
next time.
Yeah.
Next time.
So, your thoughts. So, which was the big surprise? Let's say in every class, like biggest surprise that you saw there.
At first, I would like to speak a little bit more about all the event. It was, I hope it will be as well. It was probably biggest money event in this year, and
they said they're gonna do it again in December. So
yeah,
we gonna go there.
We'll see. We'll see. But it was a big tournament, big money, but I believe it money could be spent better, because there were weak management before, weak advertisement before tournament.
Yeah, they did this 3 weeks before. The best comment that I got from this was when we were leaving Vladislav's, and someone commented, "Are you still believing it's gonna happen?"
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah," and he said, "If you're gonna pay 70,000 euros and just had €3 worth of poster, because the poster was worth €3.
Yeah.
Advertisement was really
big,
but again they pulled through. Money was there, biggest stars were there, and if they would have done this about 6 weeks before, then it would be even bigger.
If you spend such a money, I believe you can make much better advertisement before, and I hopefully they will do it next time.
Yeah.
So otherwise, all what I have seen from tournament was world level arm wrestling, world level competitors, a great tournament, great organization. It was fun to watch. It was entertainment for me.
Yeah, we always love just watching arm wrestling tournaments. It's even when we don't compete. Every time we go to Zloty Tour, we just sit there and watch it like it's TV, like UFC, something like that. And it's for me. I was there and just seeing these matchups that we wanted to see, like Hutchings versus Sasho, that happened, and Hutchings won. And just to talk about it, I think the big deal there is because Sasho is so slow.
Yeah,
so slow. And Hutchings is just in his hook, because Sasho allows him to get in his hook. He doesn't get the upper hand in hand control or placement. In that
before tournament, 95 kilo class was one of I was watching for with all those names, Krasimir and Prudnik and Babayev, of course, Babayev, Rustam and Todd Hutchings and Alan Makeo. It was very, very interesting class, and to see matches you haven't before, you always want to predict what will happen. For example, you will see like Sasho and Hutchings and those balls going inside. Babayev was there. And then those joint inside
heavy pressure guys.
Yeah. So Hutching and Sasha, talk about that fight. If you would ask me before,
you thought that Sasha would win.
Yeah, I believe Sasha.
Because he has a little bit better position and he's so strong in it. But
yeah, it was a surprise for me. And then one more time, Todd showed he's if not the best, he's one of the best in a heavy class, and he can fight with everyone, especially if it's a slow match. His strength parameters are incredible inside.
Yeah, but again, most of the guys, many guys have said this, in Europe were faster than in USA, and they expect a little bit slower fight. This I think happened basically with Hutchings and Babayev when they had support. But again, Hutchings is much older than Babayev, and that plays a big
role. You're not getting faster when you get older. So with Todd Hutchings, he will never be faster. So
never be faster. He needs those slow starts and already back pressure, already pressure before starts to be able to get in a fight. Normally, otherwise he's already here. Like even against Krasimir, it was so close. It was so close. Krasimir's this fast hit, and Todd Hutchings was able to catch him. And then last year in Nemirov in Zloty Tour, Rustam Babayev all 5-6. It was 5 or 6 rounds. 6 rounds.
Yeah, just flashed.
That was. Everyone expected on that super match that we will see that awesome hook war, and it never happened. And we're so disappointed.
I was waiting in third or fourth fight that Rustam will stop for a moment and just to see how strong really Todd Hutchings is. And
we thought after the round 4, so round 5 we will see a hook. Nothing happened, and this is why no one remembers that match. Yeah. So that's one of the matchups that happened. Other one is let's talk about Pushkar and Trubin. So this was really interesting because Pushkar lost to him, and then he didn't compete in overall. We know that sometimes they make some agreements like who's gonna take what, but this made less sense because maybe Trubin could have won 10,000 euros there. But he chose not to go there. It's really interesting. And the fight, Pushkar couldn't do nothing.
I'm not sure. I don't know history before that, and then maybe there are also some injuries or some problems we don't know. So it's not so easy to understand why it was how it is. But what's still we can see from those fights that. Pushkar's weak spot, as always, it's a wrist. It's a wrist.
That's as soon as he gets some big pressure, he's
fingers great, strong fingers. He's squeezing sometimes super hard, but his wrist is his weakest point. It's not a weak. It's super strong, and then like 99 of 100 people still will not be able to open that, but. If we look at arm as a chain, then his wrist is a weak point, and then Trubin is able to hit on his fingers to hit on his wrist and then to open his weakest link. And we speak about that also, this Todd Hutchings and explosiveness and then fast starts, and Pushkar is opposite. That's first thing what's always...
what was there, it isn't there right now. He always had like...
No, he still does, but he's...
But I think everyone, like in the last few years, they notice, they understand how to block him. Like Zhokh does this perfectly. He knows his weak spots.
He's again working with his back pressure, putting pressure against his fingers, and if you can't have hand control, it's not easy to hit super fast and strong. Especially if you feel that you will lose your wrist in a hit.
You will basically open yourself up, and so that was interesting, but
I
still...
see that, someone writing Todd Hutchings started 34 years old when he was. He started when he was 38, if I'm not wrong, so...
but close to
those who are not teenagers anymore, it's still time to get to this world level. Let's.
It's interesting because everyone always thinks like arm wrestling is like you should start when you're young, and when you're 20 something you shouldn't start. If you're genetically gifted, you have strong tendons, this is sport for you. So let's get in a little bit lower classes. So Tarasaitis, Mindaugas, he was in Latvia, he was in one of my training sessions, and he's extremely strong. He showed with right arm, he was champion there. And other guy that I think we should talk about is Daniel Prokochuk from Moldova. He's in 70 kilo class. We know him from back when he was in junior 21. He was with Ladislaus in finals, and we didn't know about him. And he won the first match versus Ladislaus, and we was like, how did this happen? Because he has interesting style and really strong tendons, really strong. He can hold his position, and he did really good job. But Tarasaitis was really strong, and we had training sessions with him. He's just like crazy strong. Today we had really good training session, and no one is as I can like iron. He slowly adds tension to his muscles, and he's just like iron.
They both, Mindaugas and also Daniel, they both are genetically gifted.
Yeah.
The difference is
with heights.
It's heights. It's biomechanics. It's anthropometrics. But if you watch Tarasaitis, strongest weapon is his hand, his fingers, his wrist. That's where all the strength comes from. This hand control. And opposite is Daniel Prokopchuk. That's even.
He doesn't care about his wrist. He
does care, but his arm, his side, his back is again story, and that's it. Always interesting to see what will happen when you see one arm wrestler with great hand control.
And one with
so it's a fight of styles, opposite. Those
are usually the long ones. Those are not like flat.
They also have history before, so it's not the first time.
They have met so many times, and
I also have met both of them on a table. So it was a long time when I fight against Daniel. It was 2014 or 15.
X-Men.
Yeah, in Italy, I think, and he was very young that time, and already his side pressure and arm strength was world level, and I even don't want to remember some fights against Tarasaitis. I lost against him in one tournament in Latvia, and I didn't expect that. He beat both of us. He beat
Ladislaus,
he beat me, and he beat Ladislaus, and we both are. What's happening?
Yeah.
So of course
he's really good. He's really strong, and I think if he gets the right motivation, he will stay on top for long. Because he doesn't. So his way of training, he doesn't go to the gym. Now he's doing 5 exercises max, and it's like some pronation work, something like that. And he will not gain muscle, so he can stay in his class longer. We train in gym, so we get muscle, but Janis hasn't changed class in 15 years or something.
Yeah, a little bit more, maybe 20. It's not two correct numbers to say anymore.
So he doesn't train for hypertrophy. No muscle gains. But
yeah, I didn't finish my story about Tarasaitis and me because I just wanted to say that I did my revanche and I beat him last year or 2 years ago in
Rig Open.
Rig Open,
yeah.
Then I won.
You won him and Vladislav.
Yeah, I won both in a row. At first, I think it was Vladislav, and then it was Tarasaitis. So that's okay.
It's okay. You get your revenge on.
So no, I can briefly speak about my loss before a few years ago.
Yeah.
But about Mindaugas, I can say that. He's always very self-confident arm wrestler, very sure about his abilities.
Yeah, he wants to beat everyone. It's not like he's coming and thinking that he might lose. He's coming like, I'm gonna win you.
Yeah, and sometimes even it's also his benefit and his but also his problem as well.
Yeah, because sometimes you're too confident and you're focused on one thing that worked before and it's not working now, and you don't switch up things. We saw this, I think, last Zloty tour. Not Zloty tour, but Europe, I think.
Yeah, Europe also Zloty in a final where he's like already walking around like a champion. So you're pulling, you're learning.
Yeah.
And he's still young as well.
Yeah, he's young.
So he can be still around
two
for
good years in arm wrestling.
Around for 10 years. Have you pulled him before?
Yeah.
In competitions?
We had match in Europe. In Lithuania in 2004.
I will not ask about results. No?
I won.
You won?
I won.
When? When?
2014.
2014.
In Europe, yeah.
70 kilo class.
70 kilo class, yeah. That time I won. Then I went to Lithuania. He kicked my ass and maybe some other company. We haven't met before. No more on table.
Yeah. So you have.
But we've been in a lot of competitions where it's an overall and we're in the same class and not meeting. But he's really strong. I like how he's pulling.
Yeah. So for me to see Tarasaitis winning in Moldova, it's not a surprise.
But again, they had like Daniel, Emil, and Oleg,
Yeah, and
the class was really good. And
Cherkasov, Oleg, and Tarasaitis beat Cherkasov, and Cherkasov was fresh and
that showed like he's right.
And he controlled him easily. Probably the biggest surprise was Emil. I thought he will be in the final with both arms and.
They helped Daniel a lot. The referees helped him. There was a lot of these, After that, we saw these videos where you can clearly see that there was pins and losses, and it happened. It's home field advantage. It's always there. Yeah. Even the referees are not thinking like they were gonna help you. It's just gonna happen. Sometimes, It's anytime anyone pulls in Latvia, our referees will look at their elbows more than it's subconscious. It's always gonna happen. And in every country, we can go anywhere. It's gonna happen. We have seen.
And referee is always true.
It is what it is sometimes.
So Emil was a little bit unlucky, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe because of referees, maybe because of not in so good shape, but. Because this athlete for Armenia is really last year in WAF I watched him pulling and his again saying his hand, his wrist, his control. It's great. He's a lightweight, but his hand and wrist it's a hand from middleweight or even heavyweight.
Yeah. So 70 was really strong, and the top guys there was. It was like world championships for them, except a few Kazakh from few.
Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan.
Maybe some others from. Of course, there's a lot of guys in Georgian, but it still was like top guys there.
In every tournament, you're missing someone.
Yeah, of course, and 70 was really tough. 80 was 80 was tough as well. There was Oleg with left and Plamen and Bozhidar, Krasovskis and Mayorov, you know, a lot of tough guys in each category. And like one more thing about Moldova, like before this match where Oleg won Pushkar, you saw the last one on Lviv Cup. Did you think it was false fight, or basically they gave up?
I see.
Before this,
when Oleg met Andrey in...
Yeah. Because there was big speculations, like
there were speculations, but I know they understand their level. They understand how strong each other. They have pulled before. They are pulling in trainings, in workouts.
I think no one really quite who never seen or met or pulled with Oleg doesn't know how strong he is, how uncomfortable his arm is. Yeah. Like big guys, it's really uncomfortable just to grip him. It's huge arm, and he trains. He wants to be better, and he was just 79 kilos.
Yeah, but
79.
I didn't finish before. I think in Lviv, yes, they pulled, and Pushkar just I think he gave up because he couldn't do anything.
Yeah. Because he blocked him. And,
he felt.
And this time too.
Same here.
He just gave up the first qualification fight because he doesn't want to waste energy on Andrey right there and lose some other match. So he gave up. He feels confident he can beat everyone else, and then he tried to beat him. I don't think next time he's gonna give up anything in qualification. He's just gonna go through everyone.
Yeah. About Oleg Zhokh, it was a good comment from Engin Terzi, and he written it was like Oleg is out of control, and I hope it's not like that.
But right now, I don't know who can bring him down.
But otherwise, if it's like that, it will not be fun anymore to watch left-hand classes or left-hand open class.
We're gonna see like who's gonna be second and third. That's interesting.
He's still young. He's growing.
If he adds, let's say, 10 kilos, Jesus.
He's 80 kilos. That's it, and he can rule for next 20 years. I hope it's not like that. Otherwise, it's boring. But it could be true.
It could be true because
with all this size, with this anthropometrics, this palm size, this hand size,
he can only get stronger. Basically, now if he doesn't get injured, and hope he doesn't, but. I don't know. Maybe in few years, Levin can get him some competition. Again, because he's a huge guy too. Levin is a huge guy too, and he can basically. Because he will need someone with the same size of arm to beat him.
You have to be able to block Oleg, to hold.
To grip with him. Basically, take a grip, because just a normal guy like Babayev, now he can do nothing. A few years ago, he could hook him. Now he gets his back pressure, and that's it. Yeah. You can't lift if you can't hold. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And that's a problem with Oleg. Of course, someone can say the size is genetics. It's even like it's maybe not correct to say disability, but he used his disability as ability. It's a weapon. He has find the right sport for him. In maybe in other sports, but in arm wrestling, he's superstar. And
like I think he's really motivated. He wants to be the best. He wants to be the best. That's what he's doing.
Last few years in the Mirov, it was possible to see that. He
was trying. He's going.
Mentally, he already were there. He wanted to show that.
But physically, he still had some flaws, like elbows. He lost some fights on elbows. Some guys could beat him on table. Right now, I want to see.
We will see Oleg and Vitaly Laletin in Nemira after Moldova Cup.
Yeah.
It could be mismatch or not.
I think it's mismatch. I think it was before already. I think because they have so similar. To beat Oleg, you need to get him inside. I think you cannot go over the top with him.
Can you top roll him?
I don't think.
When he lost that last time, top roll. Who knows?
That's why I think Oleg gonna go, and it's gonna go down.
Yeah.
So.
I have pulled with Oleg Zhokh in the competitions. I have pulled with him. Yeah.
No point of
there is not too much to talk about.
Yeah.
I said, Oleg, do your job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but again, he will be great champion when he will beat someone with right hand. Sorry, but
it is. Yeah, that's true. That's completely true.
Yeah,
because
his right hand is totally normal.
Yeah, it's normal. So basically,
his left is genetic.
Yeah, if he starts beating guys in his class with the right arm, then everyone will give him more credit.
Yeah,
it's the same thing as Todd with his Kingsbull. No one is giving him credit because he's beating everyone.
No, it's nothing to take away from Oleg.
No. Of course.
I know him very well. And
it's like everyone. If you had his arm, this is the sport for you. You can't.
He can find the right sport.
But Matthias Schlitter from Germany. So he has basically the same arm, only the right arm, and he isn't that successful. It's because Oleg is working. He's really working hard. He's training. He has good training partners and things like that. So you cannot just say like. You will have this arm and you don't have to do anything. He's doing a lot of work. I think he works really hard, and we'll see how it goes in 2 years. But
yeah, Oleg is training properly. Have good methodics. Have good sparring.
In Ukraine they have.
Yeah, and he's growing. He was
and he's all natural. You know, this 100%. This drug-free athlete. If you look at some of the big guys that he's beating, a few days ago I thought like. No one can beat like Zloty win heavyweight class and Zloty Cup without taking anything. Like he can.
He can.
Yeah, he can. He doesn't need to take.
Yeah. So probably we will see him in WAF Waltz as well, where it's a drug tested event and
He has been tested many times and like I don't think he doesn't need to take it to beat someone. Like even if they give him some super match like with no drug testing and everything, he doesn't.
You can eat or inject as much as you could or want, but you will never get such anthropometrics as Oleg does.
So right now, many of you know, I'm training just my right arm, but I don't think just my left arm. I don't think my left arm gonna grow as big as Oleg. So let's get into. World rankings, and then we'll get to other things. Okay.
Yeah. So we have some questions here. Maybe some questions.
Okay. There's a lot of questions we have to scroll through. So
there are a few questions sent me before. I know today in Facebook and Instagram, and I said, guys, right there. So
let's get this heavy grips versus Captain Crush. How much we use the guy? How much we use these? None. Yeah.
None. It's all. No. I have tried to work with some Captain Crusher or how you call
something
them?
Similar. Yeah.
Similar, and I don't. It's not that they're not working. They're working, but I believe there are other ways to train fingers, and I don't have time for everything. So
yeah. I don't think I seen. There are a lot of guys from Asia that have walls full of Captain Crush. They have pictures of their training arms, and it's like you're just gonna learn to squeeze someone. You're gonna learn to curl, to pronate, to everything else. It's there are a lot of more things that you can do that are better. It's not bad, of course. I think it's really good to hold your mass. If you don't have time to train, just by doing these, the mass will go.
It also works well for rehabilitation.
Yeah.
It's same as for example, full biceps curl or bench press will not make you directly better arm wrestler, but it will build some overall strength. Same here. To build some overall strength in hand and fingers, not bad.
It's not total waste of time.
No, it's working, but it's not directly you will see at the table.
Yeah,
so
you should focus on some things more, and this just do as a rehab or just when you don't have time to train your forearms or something. So, how old are both of you? Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Cool. So it's so. how long does it take to have a good muscle mass in forearms? It's always good muscle mass there, but like depends what you.
How long? It's a very individual. It's a very individual question. Of course, again, genetics and hard work.
Yeah.
About forearm, it's same as. It's not directly same as all other muscles. There are like big muscles, chests or quadriceps, and those are small muscles which are working every day. We are writing, we are bringing, we are just handling something.
Yeah, forearms are calves of arms, so we're constantly working with them. So I think for growth we need to do like really high reps for growth, not for power but for growth.
Yeah.
To take us out of the cycle that we're in.
And if you're talking about arm wrestling, that this big mass is not always main thing.
Main thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
There are a lot of things that influence everything that's happening on table. You should, if you want big forearms, you should do like not specific arm wrestling style exercises, but forearm exercises.
There's also this question: everyday forearm training.
We train basically every day with something, but not specific. So it's not like we're gonna do all day curls, but we do pull-ups. We're holding. It's static. It's something like that.
There are days when you do, especially mostly focus on your hand and forearms, and other days maybe you focus mostly on your back or back pressure or others, but still your fingers, your hand is working. So no, I'm not doing forearm every day. I believe you still need a rest. So training is just to make training is stressor.
Yeah.
So you need to make a stress, and then you still need time for recovery. You eat, you sleep, you wait. So if stress is too much, that's it. You are going down. So if you want to get stronger,
you just need to experiment. You just need to try different things and see how you're going.
Yeah.
I think when we talk about training, most of the people just understand like they're gonna do one thing for all time and they think they're gonna get better. Switch things up, do different intensities, volumes, just try it out. So what is more important for fingers or wrist, for hooker? What do you recommend me to do? What is more important for fingers or wrist hooker?
Yeah, it's a question. It's a question not easy to understand.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. It's not. We just don't understand.
Okay, if you ask what's
hook, what's important? Like
or
wrist or fingers? Again?
What's more important for hook, wrist or fingers? What is more important for hook? We will change this question like this.
Yeah.
Both are important.
Yeah.
You have to get in a hook, and
you have to hold your opponent and rotate your opponent.
Sometimes people miss one thing, like those who pulling inside, those who go inside, who pull in a hook, they have strong biceps, strong side pressure, strong arm, and those who going for top roll, they having strong hands, strong forearms, strong fingers, back pressure. But not always like this. If you want to be a world-class arm wrestler who goes inside,
you still have need to pronation.
Not still, but you have to have super strong hands, super strong wrist and fingers. Otherwise, you will never get inside.
Yeah.
You can have a very strong wrist, but you will always stay like this.
It's like guys always like, if someone who has discretion, that means like he can hook someone, but he cannot hook like some other people. Yeah. Just like looking at Zoluyev, he can hook everyone basically.
Or Rustam. Rustam is best.
If they want to go in hook, they're gonna go in hook.
Yeah.
And they have strong everything, wrist, fingers, and everything else. So it's not like
to get inside.
It's not just one thing. It's the combination of everything.
Yeah.
And how are you training now? So Yanis, tell me, what are you doing right now?
As always, it's nothing has changed for maybe last 20 years. Now, of course, I do some changes every time, every month, every year, and then you training, you learning, you experimenting. But basically I do 4, 5, sometimes 6 times a week gym training. Once a week arm wrestling if I'm lazy. Twice sometimes. And then as always I do cardio, I do running, I do calisthenics. So I love to train, I love to work out. And maybe lately have been a little bit lazy about competing, but I still love to work out.
Giannis is still working out hard. He's not like
I like to be in good shape.
He's not competing. Is still stronger than most guys competing. So he's coming and he's doing super heavy weights on many exercises. Then does something light, and next time he does the opposite. So, and basically every day you do something every day. It's about just training methodics, or is it good to train like 3 times a week, 4 times a week? It's depending.
It depends.
Yeah.
It's genetics. It's your neural system. It's your neurotype.
Yeah, and how much you can bring your body to. Like Ladislav's only does 3 training sessions.
Yeah, that's enough for him.
That's enough for him.
It's his neurotype.
Yeah.
He can do super hard training, 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah.
He needs a full rest.
Yeah.
He needs total rest.
Yeah.
At least 1 holiday.
And then he goes back.
Yeah.
I train now. It's 5 times a week. So for gym sessions and 1 training on table, sometimes lazy running.
Yeah.
But it's really depending on you.
It's not a better or some like this is the best. This is the worst.
No. It's individual.
What's works for you? That's the best.
You need to train. You need to recover. And then you can train again. So that is.
Or you can train, and then recover for a longer time.
Yeah.
So recover, train, recover, train, recover, or train, recover. So
it's really, you just need to basically find what's working for you. So, do you think Sasha Hutchings, Babayo weren't at their 100% at Moldova? And Prudnik was, because he went through everyone easily.
Prudnik looked super strong.
Yeah, he was amazing. He was just. I think if he had 5% more power, he could bring down Pushkar.
He had some really hard fights before as well. Yeah. So if he were more fresh,
yeah.
And could he beat him?
I really like
maybe
that. Like every time we're watching Sasha pull, it's like. You can win him with top roll, because in hook it's like he's unbeatable there, and Prudnik is always trying to beat him in hook.
Yeah,
he can go top roll, he has everything, but he always goes super heavy, and he sometimes really close, but still like a few years he has won him, but like this year in Europe he still beat everyone. Cherkasov was in finals.
Maxim
Chersky was in finals. He flashed him, and then he went to everyone. And our friend from Sweden, Vajos beat him in semifinals. But Prudnik was holy.
Yeah, but it was different. It was different.
And week before he was in Nomad Games in Uzbekistan, I think, Kyrgyzstan.
Nomad Games.
He was there and he won, and he had 2 finals versus Stepachuk, I think, from Kazakhstan.
Yeah?
Yeah. He lost.
He lost once in a qualification.
Yeah. And then
did he really lost, or did he give up?
I don't know which arm. No. I think he really lost. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But Prudnik looked in really good shape, and in Europeans.
Yeah. I would.
That was different Prudnik in Europeans.
A
few months ago when Vajos beat him.
Yeah.
At least that's what I saw from side. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but
I would really love to see him in Vendetta. I think I don't know, you can put him against anyone like Babayo. It would be really good Vendetta because of his style. He will fight you. He will really fight you. I think that was really interesting.
They have some history before as well.
Yeah.
They have had some great fights, and
I think the year that he had suspended, they had
Rustam.
Yeah, they had
after that
match. Yeah.
After Europeans in Lithuania, I think they pulled in Druskininka in Lithuania in a final, and after that Rustam get few years rest.
Yeah. So let's get to ratings and then let's get back. So the new world ratings by basically by panel. So you can find this on xsport.com, but the few things just I want to talk about. The one thing is Zhokh is first. I think there's no question there. And
these things are no question, but
maybe someone else. We'll see.
That's always styles makes difference. Styles.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and like Levan maybe
is in third place. And Devon is in sixth, and Devon will have this match versus Tsiplenko. It's really interesting. It turns out like this because if everything that the internet says, Devon should be higher. But again, we will see that. But right arm. So Dave Chaffee was in third place, I think, before this. No, in second place.
Yeah.
Second place. Yeah. And Pushkar was first. So they put Pushkar in third place and Dave in first. So Dave didn't beat anyone, but he got first place because Trubin beat Pushkar. And I don't think that's right. I think Chaffee is best with right arm, but I don't think it should happen like this.
Yeah.
He just went over them, didn't beat anyone. Right now, it was a year ago. It's like guys are saying like Oleg Zhokh versus Devon Larratt. Look at the matchup in 2014. That's 4 years ago. Like so many things have happened in that time. In a year, and Trubin didn't look good on Vendetta. He was there. He just looked bloated and nothing like this.
Yeah.
And Pushkar still won overall, and we don't know why, and he still gets put behind. So I think Dave is really strong.
First of all, those arm wrestling ratings, they're very subjective.
Yeah.
There are few voters.
Yeah.
Not sure actually. I have seen before there are like four or five. Four or five.
So they make they quite accurate, but again, it's like
it's subjective. It's never subjective. It's never true. And about this, like putting someone first, not beating directly them. Yeah.
I think
it's not to take something away from Dave Chaffee. He could be number one.
In my opinion, but I just don't like how that just came through because, like in arm wrestling, I think nothing is subjective. Even if someone wins tournament, again, you don't know what the fights were before, how long were the fights. Someone got in a hook, someone just flashed him, someone was tired, someone wasn't, and then we have a winner. If that winner sticks around for 2 years, I think he deserves spot one. Yeah, I think like that. We should basically these ratings should change not so frequently, not like after every tournament.
Yeah, but again, but if there are big tournaments, big competitions.
But he didn't even compete there. Like, it's. I just don't understand.
You're not competing and getting better. So great.
Yeah. But Dave, I still think he's number one. He's really strong, and they gave him in WL Krasimir, which was mismatchup. I thought we would see something, but he was just so strong.
Krasimir even couldn't stop him.
Yeah. I think much better would be anyone else versus Chaffee, and Krasi could pull Devon.
In home?
Yeah. That would be interesting matchup. Because I think Krasi's endurance is still really good on table. They had like real hook matches, both not just one going under the table or one going top row or something like that. They could have something interesting there.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of things that are on world.
Of course, there are a few arm wrestlers who this class who would. Wanted to say something about Dave Chaffee in first place. I believe Andrey Pushkar is not happy about this. Say Michael Todd, maybe even Jerry Calderote. And Levan, we don't know anything what to expect from Levan.
We just saw a video. He was doing pull-ups with weight 170 kilos.
His own body weight 170.
I think if someone can beat Oleg in a few years, he might be the one because of his size. Because I think we need someone of the same size arms to beat someone. But I think we will see a lot of interesting things happen in Vendetta 50. So let's look at some questions and then get back to some stuff. What do you think? Who do you think would win vendetta between Zaluyev, Rustam, Prudnik?
We talked just about Rustam and Prudnik, and in a super match, in a vendetta between Rustam and Prudnik, I would go from Prudnik if he's in the same shape as he was in Moldova.
Yeah.
He has great endurance, and Rustam's first hit explosiveness are great. But if it's a super match, if Prudnik could catch him, could hold him, he could beat him as well. He has proven before in the long fights. In long fights.
First, I want to see in the world Zaluyev versus Kochak. I think that will be really good, because Kochak is preparing all these years to beat him, and then last year Zaluyev didn't show on his best form, and in Europe Kochak wasn't there.
We haven't seen anything from Kochak after Waltz and Nemirov in Zloty, and not sure about his shape and his abilities. Haven't seen.
I've seen some videos on Instagram. He's looking strong, and we will see.
About Zaluyev and Rustam, lately a lot of people are saying Zaluyev is not the same anymore, and he's getting weaker and older and so on. But about Rustam and Zaluyev, Hajimir's style is really not comfortable from Rustam, and Hajimir has shown before that he can beat him
in Lotoshino 2 years.
2 years ago, and it's I believe it's never will be a mismatch. It's really interesting. I would love to see that. Maybe 90 kilo class, maybe
in Vendetta also, because I think they're making these big matches. Tim Breslin and everything. Put some middleweights or light heavyweights together and see how that goes. Because if there wasn't Moldova Cup, would we ever saw like Sasha versus Hutchings? Like maybe in Zloty Tour, but Sasha isn't coming to Zloty Tour, and not always Hutchings is there. So I think they should make middleweights too. It's not like they are less popular or something. Because I think the Vendetta they're selling with these big names. But again, there are a lot of tough guys, a lot of good matchups that you want to see. It's just always the guys that are watching videos on YouTube, they're looking at the big guys. Like everyone is talking under each tournament, under each video, there's is Larat competing there? And it's like some I don't know, whatever, in Lithuania, some competition. Is Larat competing there? He's not competing everywhere, and he's not the only arm wrestler in the world. And when someone wins, the comment is but hey, can he beat Pushkar? Pushkar isn't in his class,
Yeah, here as well in Moldova. He watched, of course, this heavyweight class, super heavyweights was good class, but 95, 80, 70 was
much better.
It was packed with talents, with great quality.
Pushkar and Trubin.
There were Lutidze and Gennady, and it was a good class. But anyway, for me personally, 95, 70, those were very, very interesting classes. So and to talk just arm wrestling, of course, in every sport, super heavyweights are always interesting, but if we talk about technical quality, if we talk about some speed, some intelligence on table,
then you should look a little bit lower classes.
There are some heavyweights who can show real, but not always. That's interesting.
So let's get on some questions. So any updates about arm wrestling in Olympic Games? So, Yanni, what are you thinking?
Any updates about arm wrestling in Olympic Games? Great things have happened this year, which had been maybe happening already 10 or more years ago. We are in Sportacord. Arm wrestling this year was in World Games, in Nomad Games. So Sportacord is for those who don't know, it's a worldwide organization which are
holding all accepted federations that are how to say it.
There are like Olympic sports, and there are sports which are not Olympic, and they are still in one big family. And so it's already
big step
for arm wrestling to get in this world accord.
How long you waited for that?
Yeah.
How long? when they were starting to tell you that this is going to happen.
We are talking about that already for maybe 10, maybe 15 years, and it's
it finally happened, and we hope it goes great because we're expecting changes. And I have talked about it.
But if we talk about arm wrestling and Olympics, it's still light year till that. I hope I'm wrong, and we will be there after a few years. But if you look at it realistically, then lately all sports who are getting in arm wrestling, they have something to sell. They have some business under that, and they have
big fan base, millions of people.
So we still need to grow.
Not just few thousands, and even if it's commercial things goes through, like arm wrestling is watchable and people want to see it. Then again, it's like doping. We need to fighting more tests, more everything, and then it's organizations, how everything is working, like national championships, how many doping tests are national, things like that. So we need to figure a lot of stuff out. It's not going to just happen just because we got this guys. But again, guys helps for everyone, for us too, and it's stepping stone to something bigger. But in Olympics, I think 20 years.
Probably, and what's really possible, that's Paralympics for arm wrestling.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. I think in let's say 8 years. I give it 8 years.
Maybe even sooner. It could happen, and at first Paralympics.
And then big Olympics. Yeah, because like powerlifting, they're doing all the things to fight doping, and it's kind of watchable, and they're big in the world, and a lot of people are doing powerlifting because it's easy. You can go in gym and do squat, deadlift, bench, and you can compete in some competitions like calisthenics, like working out on streets. Everyone can do it. So there's a bigger fan base. Arm wrestling, like out of every 100 people, there's just half of people.
Yeah. So. Probably it's also who of you are in 20s or 30s or don't make big dreams about your Olympic starts. Yeah. Same as me. Yeah. Maybe as a
coach
or some expert or something. But as an athlete in Olympics, it would be my dream. But I don't think it will happen.
I remember when I was like 13, 14 years old. I was watching Olympic Games, and I was thinking like, I want to go to Olympics, and I was like, but I'm not good at any sport, so I might go as a masseuse. I might go. So we're hoping to go at least as a coach.
Dream on.
Yeah. So, Yanis, tell us about your toughest match in your career.
Oh yeah.
You had a lot of those.
Yeah, toughest match. I'm still really clear. I remember from 2004 I had a long match in Europeans against Oleg from Belarus. Like year before, he was world champion in 80 kilo class, and I opened it was right-handed match. I opened his wrist, and he was holding for a long with dead wrist.
When?
2004. Europeans in Poland.
I was 14.
Yeah, that was great. It was a great match, probably one of my first so long matches, and also already in a world stage. So that's why I'm remembering that for so long. And I think Oleg Matskevich, he won day before left arm, and then. And yes, next day with right hand, I kicked him out of competition, so it was really big for me as well. I was young that time and still very hungry for wins.
So, which place you placed? Which place? Remember?
It was I finished fourth because after that fight
you were exhausted and
I won that fight. But I couldn't do anything. After that, I had to pull against Sergey Pisarkov, and I couldn't even squeeze my fingers. It was short break between.
So, being a hooker, I spend much more time training for supination strength than I do for my wrist flexion strength. Is this a mistake?
Yes, it is your mistake.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but it is. Yeah. You need supination, of course, as well. But without wrist flexion, your supination will not work.
Yeah, you will just do this.
Yeah, you will stay under.
Yeah, you will stay under.
It's not.
You want to gain position, not lose position.
Yeah. So supination is a necessary movement, but if it's only supination, you will stay under here, and that's not best for position for most of us. Maybe someone who has steel joints or incredible biceps, but
they can hold his position.
Yeah, but
and then work out of it like. So Bogoslavo can do that, and
Sasho can do that.
But again, Sasho still needs the flexion. He needs to get inside.
Yeah.
He needs.
That's the thing always. If you watch Todd Hutchings, for example, about his hook, of course supination, hand, everything, but he's not often you will see Todd Hutchings here. Yeah, I can show you. Mostly you will see great rotation here, and he will be always in top in a hook. His opponent will hold him under, and he will always get it's rotation here. So
wrist is important, and pronation, supination is
it's same about John Rezenk. It's same about John.
Yeah.
He can this movement is incredible. He can rotate, and even if he loses, he's in great position.
So, do you know what happened to Gennady in Moldova? Looked like he got injured during a match. I don't know, but it looked. We watched the replay and it's like crazy, like something.
I haven't talked with them after that. Only thing I have seen videos Gennady after that in a training, and it was a huge hematoma on his elbow. So it's some soft tissue injury, probably some muscle or ligament tear, and hopefully he will get soon again and
he
better.
Was so big. He was so big.
Yeah.
He came like too big. I think that might have been problem there.
Yeah, muscles are growing faster than tendons, and he was too strong for his body.
Yeah,
but he's a fighter, and we will see him back. Injuries happens. That's arm wrestling.
Yeah.
It's combat sport.
But I think he got injured in Worlds or something. One arm. Worlds
probably year ago or
something like that. Something happened again. They took him off the stage. I don't remember. It was either Europe or Worlds. It's a blur for me. I've been to so many. So, is there doping control at Zloty? If no, why? They said they're gonna do it, but they are not going to do it. So right now,
a year or two ago, Igor Mazurenko said, we will do doping control in a Zloty tour.
Yeah, they said for 2000.
But it's not happening.
And at that time, we just looked at everything, and I was like, who is going to compete there? Because they want these big names. But right now, they're going to do vendettas, where the big guys are competing, and they can do doping tests on competition. And I think that will be good. They're still making this big show with big guys because, big guys, but everyone still can have clean competition there. I think if they could do that, that's really good. But they wouldn't do it if the big guys are competing there because they want those big names. They want people to tune in to buy pay-per-view.
Those changes are not possible so fast. But it's definitely we need those changes.
Because before last year they started doing vendettas and Zloty. Before that it was in USA and somewhere in there. So they started doing this last year and this year. So right now the format that they're using, they can do doping tests. Before that, I think that would never work.
Yeah.
Like,
at the moment, we can see doping control in a world championship, in a European championship.
Yeah.
We can see also in some national championships.
Yeah.
In Russia,
we had some
in Turkey. Yeah. Also we in Latvia, we have sometimes this year we had in Latvian Cup stage doping control. So
like just regular competition. It was in new place and everything. There wasn't much people there, like 50 people. They came. We did 2 doping tests.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna come and do another one at the end of the year for sure. And it's just the politics.
In our system,
every country
in every competition, doping control can show up. They even don't need to say someone that they will be here. They show up and say you and you. We choose you.
I had today one of my friends from who bench presses. They had the competition and they said just doping control showed up, took 4 guys, just like that, without. So it's happening here. I think it's happening in a lot of European countries, but I think the world needs to do it.
That's how it should be.
That's how it should be. Yeah. So let's look at some other questions. So Yanis, why you didn't compete in Zloty Tour for such a long time? Last time you competed was in 2012, 13, something like that.
Or before, yeah.
And
this is from 2010. 2010 I won my Zloty Tour, and I competed in 2011. I think that's the last time when I competed in Zloty Tour. 2011. Yeah, I think so.
No. No. I started working in Salaspils and that year, yes.
In 2012, I was in really good shape. I wanted to compete, but they didn't make the tournament. They were 1 year. Zloty Tour didn't happen.
Yeah.
2012, and I didn't compete in this one. And I think after that, I have been almost in every Zloty Tour as a spectator. It's always. It's always one of the best shows you can see in arm wrestling, but as a competitor,
they doing like last year they had DJ and everything else.
And maybe again, maybe who knows? Yeah.
We'll see. So, do we have anything to talk about more? Let's talk about the last Latvian Cup 4th stage. So we have a competition in Latvia from time to time, and
it's quite often. I don't know how much of you are interested in our local competitions.
But again, we have good guys that are coming up, and you competed there.
Yeah.
And Sanders.
Yeah, Sanders
our new heavyweight.
He will go to World Championships this year.
Yeah. He last time
110 kilo plus.
2014 he was last time in.
It was under 21. It was youngsters.
So he really good work ethic, really gifted, really strong, really motivated, and I think we will see a lot of him in next years. And who else did? Kaspars competed. He won left overall.
Yeah,
he looked really good. He
will be involved as well in 75 kilo class, and he has won last 2 overalls in our Latvian Cup stage. So not bad for 75 kilo.
Yeah, he last cup stage he won both arms overall. So
not last, before that.
Yeah, one before. So third stage. So 4th stage he placed.
Yeah, this one I kicked him out.
Yeah. Won him in.
That was the only reason I pulled because I saw that he's really doing great, and he won previous one. I thought, okay, I have to try. So and
Jans beat him with the right arm.
Yeah.
And so we have some new guys coming up, some juniors like Edwards Grustans that are really good, motivated, and want to bring arm wrestling going forward, because we cannot just sit on your shoulders. And from time we sit long time.
We are not getting older, so it's this. We have some really good generation like me, Norman Thompsons, Raymond Santanovic, Žana Čingule. A little bit before that, those who know Modris Stalgevich, but time is running, and so
we need to bring new blood.
Yeah, and then Vladislav Zrestovskis, Raimons, and then
Kaspar,
of course Shedis and Kaspar. So
we have some people on.
Yeah, new talents are growing. We are working hard.
Yeah, we're hoping to bring arm wrestling to a new level. So we're gonna wrap this up. So everyone who tuned in, thank you. We will do this as a weekly event. Yes.
Yeah.
I will let you know on my Jan's Instagram. I will post the whole video of all of this. Under the video there is my email. You can find it right here, right now in description. Please send us topics or questions for our next time. And so basically that's it. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you, and
stay strong and love arm wrestling.
See you next time.
Yeah.